Expense claims need to be checked, approved, or rejected in task management in the ERP. So here where it's showing there are outstanding tasks, we click and then we click to go into task management. As you are the authorising officer, it is your responsibility to thoroughly check the claim in line with the travel and expenses policy before authorising for payment. So if we click into one of these here, you will need to check that the purpose is the month and the year that the claim relates to. Then you scroll down and under expense details, you need to check that it is the correct expense type, for example, car mileage, that the date it relates to the date of the journey for the mileage claim. If there is more than one journey in the claim, it needs to be the date for the first journey chronologically. You need to check that the position title is correct, and then you need to check the details in the description. For a mileage claim, the description needs to show where the journey started, including the postcode, the destination, including the postcode, and where the journey ended, including the postcode, and the reason for the journey. If you cannot view all the details when you first view, if you tap into the box and then use the keyboard and go right, you can go across and then back again to check all the details. This description field needs to be completed fully. If the details aren't correct, as in the postcodes aren't included, there isn't a reason, it doesn't show where it starts and finishes, then the claim must be rejected. It cannot be paid without these details. You also need to check that the mileage figures are correct. So based on the postcodes, checking that those are the actual mileage figures for that journey. You need to make sure that the journey or the expense hasn't been previously paid, that the claim is less than 3 months old, that any private miles haven't been included, also that the mileage rate is correct, and that a VAT fuel receipt has been attached. So if we scroll back up here and scroll across here, tick, it's showing that yes, there is a receipt attached to this line. And then we can see an image of the receipt by scrolling down. And then we can scroll down here and across here to view the full details. If for any reason you cannot see the full details here, you can click on the paperclip to go into the document archive, and here you can see an image. Scroll down to see all the details. If it's appropriate for you to do so, you can also click here to download a copy of the receipt, so you can then open it up in a separate window and get a full view of what has been uploaded. The fuel receipt must be a valid receipt where the date and the value relate to the claim. The fuel receipt date must predate the first journey in the claim, and it must cover the amount of fuel used. One receipt attached to the first line can cover more than one expense line, as long as it is greater than the amount of fuel used in the claim and attached to the earliest journey in the claim. So there could be multiple lines here, one receipt attached at the top, but as long as that receipt covers all of those journeys, then you can approve. Once has this all been checked and that you are happy that it complies with the policy, you can then click approve. We'll then workflow to payroll for processing. And here we have another travel expense claim. This one will need rejecting. So the purpose is not correct because they have not put the year or the month. If we have a look here, there's no receipt attached, and scroll down, there's no details here on what journeys they made. So there's no evidence, no details, so this needs to be rejected. So click reject, and then you enter a comment. So you would, let's say, incorrect purpose, description needs more detail, and no receipt attached. Then this will workflow back to your employee for them to either make amendments, attach the receipt, send back to you, or to cancel the claim.